this is the generation of people that was given the hardest sell of any generation in history about why they need to go to college. Everyone from their parents and neighbors to presidents like Bill Clinton and Barack Obama insisted that college is no longer a luxury. It's absolutely an imperative. They did more to prepare for college than any generation in history. They went to school for longer days. They did more homework. They took way more AP classes. The number of students taking AP classes between the early 80s and the 2010s increased tenfold.
Hmm.
And then more of them than ever went to college. We had a huge increase in the 2010s in the number of people who were going to college and graduating from college. But at the moment that they were doing all these things, a college degree was becoming less valuable than ever before. And so there was this huge gap that opened up between their expectations of what their lives would be like if they did all these things that everyone from the president to their parents had told them to do, and then the reality that they encountered when they got on the job market. And the reality was, kind of stagnating or declining wages, jobs that the only jobs that they were available to many of them were jobs that they were overqualified for, jobs like retail, service sector. And they just became radicalized. This was incredibly frustrating. This was not the image of their adult lives that they had been sold. They took on a huge amount of debt. And so even as wages were only declining slightly, once you factored in their debt, the actual income that was left over in their paycheck was way down. And so this was very radicalizing. It was very frustrating. And then the pandemic ends up being kind of the final straw, which really sets in motion the events that I write about in my book about the unionization, the standing up to their employers, and even, ultimately voting for people like Azora Mamdani in New York City, who are, begin to speak to this anger and frustration among the college educated working class.